friends, you're welcome to today's module. In the previous module, I am Victor Ikorojo Idako, a member of the Geoinformation Society of Nigeria and the founder of the VICKS Geospatial Co. In our previous module, we explained how to acquire imagery from Google Earth and georeference this imagery. And in this module, we will be learning how to project the georeference imagery and create shapefile. Alright, let's ride on. So in the previous module, we had already saved our imagery in a folder. So I'm going to bring in, and we've already connected our folder with the GIS in previous module. I'll bring in the reference Google imagery into our environment by going through the add data environment. Then in my add data environment, sometimes it will take you to previous opened folders. You have to click on the up one level to bring you back to the folder connections environment. And when you get to the folder connection environment, you click on folder connections. Then you locate the folder. In this case, my imagery is saved in the GIS folder, and in the GIS folder, my satellite imagery is saved in the GIS class folder. And in the GIS class folder, here we have our image. We have image and image 1. And like I said, when you rectify your imagery, when you finish georeferencing your imagery, it tends to create a new imagery for you with a GeoTIFF extension. So, and in what I did was I had to specify the datum, the coordinate system for the GeoTIFF. You can specify the coordinate system for the imagery to the .jpg, and also apply the coordinate system to it. So in this case, I will be bringing in my image 1, which is the GeoTIFF extension. So here is my georeference imagery, and like we have at the bottom of my screen, you discover that it's giving us in decimal degrees. So we want to project it to a projected coordinate system. In this case, we'll be using Mina Zone 32 to project this image. In order for you to project your image, you need to bring in the Arc toolbox, and the Arc toolbox is located at the top here with this red box caption. We have the Arc toolbox here. So what you do, you click on it. It will take a little while for it to process, and when it is done, you will see an Arc toolbox environment being displayed. Here is my Arc toolbox environment. Sometimes you get it display. It will be displayed in front of you, and after that you can then drag it and then double click. It tends to pin the Arc toolbox to the left hand side of your screen. In the Arc toolbox, we have a list of tools that one can use in executing tasks in the Arcgis environment. In this case, we'll be going through the data management tool. In the data management tool, you go to projection and transformation. In the projection and transformation, you go to raster. In the raster environment, you see what? Project raster. So what you do, you double click on project raster. In the project raster environment, we have the input raster environment, we have the input coordinate system, we have the output raster datasets, we have the output coordinate system, and the geographic transformation. So the first thing you do is for you to drag in the existing raster we are working on. So you can either click on the drop down menu here to pick the imagery, or you can click, hold, drag into the environment. In this case, I'll be clicking on the drop down menu option to pick So having brought in the image one, you discover that it's once since the imagery is already dereferenced, you have the coordinate system of that image shown in the input coordinate system. The next we have to specify where the raster will be saved in. So we'll click on this folder, we'll locate, go up one level, back to our folder connections, double click on folder connections, we double click on GIS, then I saved it in a GIS class 1 and we'll save it as proimage.tif. And please don't forget to add the extension to your image, pro underscore image.tif. Haven't done that, you click on what? Save. Next, we'll have to specify the output coordinate system. What is the projected system you want to use for this image? So what you do, you click on the option here for you to browse the coordinate system, and then you go to projected coordinate system. For those of us in Nigeria, like I said, we'll be using Minadatum for this, so you go to projected coordinate system, you go to UTM, then in our own case we'll go to Africa, and then we'll look for Minadatum zone 32. So here we have Minadatum zone 32. I'll click on it and I'll click OK. And please, for those of us that are connecting from other countries, I would advise you to search the projection system of your own country, and then use that. You search the projection system option here with the name of the coordinate system, and then choose the projected system of your own zone or your own country. So having done this, the transformation option will be brought down automatic. If it doesn't bring it down, you have to click down here and search for it. So having done that, we'll then click on OK, and then it's processed. Sometimes it will process in front of you or at the bottom of your screen. So having done that, it will tell you completed, and once it's completed, you then close your environment. So here we go, we have two satellite imagery on our screen. Once we put off the first one, we see the previous geographic coordinate system at the bottom, and once on the next one, we see this one at the top. So the next thing you do is for you to open a new page. The reason why we are opening a new page is for us not to have conflict between the both coordinate system. And like I said, we have on our screen the projected coordinate system, which is the pro image file, and we have the geographic coordinate system, which is the image.1.ft file. So in this case, you go to the top of your screen, the menu bar option, you click on new, and then you click OK, and then it says save changes to Untitled. We click no. And then here we have a new environment. So at this stage, we'll be bringing in our projected imagery. So go to add data. In our GIS class 1, if the system doesn't take you to your the current folder you're working on, you can click on the drop down menu and then folder connections, then locate the folder you are currently working on. So in our case, I'm working on GIS class folder. So in my GIS class folder, I have what? proimage.tif. So having added the image at the bottom of our screen, you discover that the coordinate system has changed to what? Meters. So that shows that our image is successfully being projected. So next, we will be creating shapefile so that those shapefile will be using those shapefile to digitize our image. So for you to create shapefile, you have to go through what? The Arc catalog. So first, you go to the catalog option here, and in the catalog option, you locate the folder you are currently working on. Like in our own case, in the folder connections, we'll go to the GIS folder. In the GIS folder, we'll go to what? GIS class folder. And in the GIS class folder, you right click on the folder and you then click on new. And we have an extension, then you now click on shapefile. And like I said, for you to be able to create shapefile, you locate the folder you are working on, you right click on the folder, then you go to new. In the new folder, then you now have shapefile. Then first you need to specify the name of the shapefile you want to create. In this case, for this tutorial, for this module, we'll be creating 3 shapefiles. We'll be creating the first shapefile for buildings, the next shapefile for road, then the next shapefile for trees. So in this case, we'll be creating shapefile with the name buildings. Then I know in the previous module, the second module, I explained the various GIS data formats, and I told us vector and raster, and this image is the raster data format, and now we are creating the vector data format. And I explained the points, the polyline, and the polygon. And I said polygon, you use polygon to represent building. So in this case, our feature type will then be polygon. Then next, we will have to choose the coordinate system. For you to choose the coordinate system, you first of all go to edit, and then in the edit environment, you go to projected coordinate system. In the projected coordinate system environment, you go to UTM. In the UTM environment, you go to Africa. In Africa, we'll choose what? MENA zone 32. Make sure you choose the same coordinate system as your image. If not, in the process, there will be conflict along the line. So I'm going to choose MENA zone 32. And like I said, for those of us that are connecting from other countries, you have to search for your home country projected system and then use it for your exercise. So once you selected the coordinate system, you then click OK. So here we have the coordinate system. So now next I'll click OK. So in our table of content, we have the building added. So next I'll be adding the roads. You go back to your folder, you right click on your folder, you go to new, you go to shapefile, and then you type roads. And like I said in the previous module, roads, you use polyline to represent roads. So I'll change the feature type to polyline. Then after that, I'll click on edit for us to choose the projected coordinate system. You go to UTM, go to Africa, go to MENA zone 32. Click OK. I'll click OK. So our road is added to the table of contents. We then go to add the last to create the last shapefile, which is the trees. Then right click, go to new, go to shapefile, and then we type trees. Then this time around, we'll be using points to represent trees. Then we'll click edit, we'll click go to projected coordinate system, you go to UTM, you go to Africa, then you can go to MENA zone. If you don't want to be going through this process or often, the best thing to do is to click and make it favorite. Once you click on the coordinate system, you add to favorite, you discover that the coordinates will then be added to your favorite option. So that as soon as you get to your coordinate system, you have it shown under the favorite option. So I'm going to click on MENA zone UTM zone 32. I'll click on it, then I'll now click OK. Then I'll click OK. So having added the shapefile, we've created shapefile and we've brought in the shapefile into our environment. The next thing is for us to georeference, to start digitizing our imagery, and this will be done in the next module. So in our next module, we'll be digitizing our satellite imagery and then performing creating our maps in the process. So thanks for joining us and hope to see you in our next module.